Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I've got something quite exciting that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. It is around the Eapassing robot and the Ftmo challenge. Now, just to give you some background, previously we did run this Eapassing robot on the demo Ftmo account. We used basically this standard preset file given by the vendor, and we used a lot size of 1 to trade on US30. Which is what this robot specifically trades on. You can see the US30, right? And you'll see here we basically passed all the parameters except obviously for the profit one, which is we needed to make $500 in 14 days. We fell quite short on $140, but all the other parameters were met, which means we got a chance to repeat it, and that's exactly what we did over here. So let's jump into that. While that's loading, just a reminder, this Eapassing robot basically trades US30. You get 3 preset files, one for phase 1, one for phase 2, and one for a live account. You're looking at about 1 to 6, in terms of risk to reward with a profit of 10%. That's what they claim, all right? Risking 1% per trade. So we did was, we obviously failed the first one. We now loaded a second account, right? And if you see on the second account here, we started it on the 1st of November. Today is the 7th. So, a couple of days in, basically 4 or 5 days in, it's already passed the Ftmo demo challenge, which is fantastic news. We've still got a couple of days to go, and I'm going to talk about exactly what we're going to be changing in terms of settings for the testing of those last couple of days. But let's take a look in here, right? So essentially, you'll see the trading objectives here. We haven't passed the minimum 5 days yet. Why? It's basically passed the challenge in 4 days. So at the end of today, for me this time Monday, it will close off as another trading day, and this would then change to pass. So we would have passed the challenge, right? You'll see here the max daily loss we've allowed is $500. So far we've only lost $175 in 1 day, which is fantastic. And the max loss which we allowed is $1,000, and we've only lost $208, which is again fantastic, right? Profit target that we needed to make was $500. We've made $644. So we've basically passed this Ftmo demo challenge, right? If we take a look here, you'll see that the average profit is 166. The average loss is $26. We've taken 9 trades in these 4 days. We are using a lot size of 5, like I did mention. So just for everybody to be aware, we are using a lot size of 5 per trade. It's only got a win rate of 44.44%, but we're going to see how that improves as time goes along. We've only been trading for 4 days, right? Let's take a look at the trades that we had here, right? So initially I had a 0.5 that was just testing again, just to make sure that the robot is working, it is taking trades. So I'm not going to dive too much into those losses. That was just a trial loss, and you can see here, minus 10, minus 11, minus 11. If you add that up, or if you say, okay, that's a 5 lot size, okay, fantastic, it's still maybe $100 to $200. So we can then still allow the robot a couple of days to trade if it's going to pass that. But taking that out of the consideration, we've got the lot sizes of 5s here. You'll see here a couple of wins, a couple of losses there. It's made it back, and then we've had one massive trade that's basically pulled through and given us our 657 profit. That's taken us to that $500 mark, which has allowed us to pass the Ftmo challenge, right? So you'll see here we've basically made everything except for the challenge days. So what am I planning to do? Now I know that the 5 lot size works. I know it's not going to blow the max loss. It's not going to blow the daily loss, right? But what I want to do is to say, if you are a bit more reserved, if you are worried about the 5 lot size, maybe we drop it down. We know lot size of 1 doesn't pass the challenge. We know lot size of 5 does pass the challenge. What about something in the middle, maybe like a lot size of 3 or 3.5? And that's basically what I'm going to be testing for the next, let's call it, week. I'm going to change the lot size to 3.5. We're going to still monitor it here to see, if we do get growth. If we do get, let's say, another $500 in growth on the 3.5 lot size, then I can recommend to you guys and say, look, with my testing, you can pass the Ftmo either on a 3.5 lot size or on a 5 lot size. But for now, based off this, I would say to you guys, I would recommend you to use a 5 lot size, which is risking 1% per trade. You'll quite comfortably pass the Ftmo challenge, right? Now, something else to bear in mind. The Ftmo challenge itself is split into two parts, right? Two verification stages. And then you go live if you pass them. So when you run this year, you'll be given three presets, a preset 1, a preset 2, and a preset for the live account. So basically your third preset. So I was quite interested to see what is the difference between all of these different presets. Why can't I just use basically what I'm using to pass the first one on all of them, and surely in that particular instance, I would, pass all the verifications and I would have made all the money. And I'm going to show you the comparison of the three different presets now. Basically, the three presets, right? So like I mentioned, you get three presets with Eapassing. You get one for the phase 1 verification, one for phase 2, which is the middle one, and then one to run on your live account. Okay, so obviously now that I'm having a look at the Ftmo demo trial here, I've passed it on a lot size of 5. Like I mentioned to you, I'm still going to do another video next week, which will be on a lot size of 3.5, just to confirm to you guys whether you can use 3.5 or whether you stick on 5. But for now, let's stick on 5. And I was then interested to see, okay, what's the different presets between the three verification challenges? Why couldn't I just use the preset that I have used now, which has passed the Ftmo, to pass all the verifications and to pass all of the live accounts? And what you can see here, basically, if we have a look, and like I mentioned to you, now this is basically to pass Ftmo verification 1, verification 2 in the middle, and the live account on the end, right? Ignore the lot sizes. That I've just done randomly, so I know which is which when I took these screenshots. But essentially, if you look at the first parameter, which is around, or the first three, which is around times that the robot trades, you'll see they're identical in all three presets. Similarly, the next, basically all of them up until the take profit side, you're looking at 2,000, 12,000, some sort of pip step increment, false, 50, 0, true, 2,000, 2,000, and 2,000 is pretty much identical in all of them, right? Or not pretty much, it is identical in all of them, right? So all of these settings are pretty much identical in all. Then you get to the one that is basically different, is your take profit. I'm not going to pronounce that, but basically it means monthly in Spanish, right? So take profit monthly. So basically this is how much take profit are you trying to take in a particular month. So you'll see here this take profit monthly is set at 10.3%. And why is it set at 10.3%? Remember, in the Ftmo challenge, you've got 30 days, you've got 1 month to make 10% of the account, right? That's the challenge. So if you make if you're trading a $10,000 account, you need to make $1,000 and you pass the challenge. So here you've basically got 1 month to make 10.3%. Okay. Now, when you go to stage 2 of the Ftmo challenge, you now need to make 10% again, but now you've got basically 60 days to make it. Okay, so you're basically now looking at making 5% a month. So if you make 5% a month in the first 30 days, and then you make another 5% in the next month, you again make that 10% quite easily, right, for that particular challenge. So this is a much lower risk option. Technically, what you could do is you could basically use the phase 1, to pass the phase 2 as well, but it may be considered a bit more risky or a bit more, aggressive, I would say. But technically, you could do it because here you're passing the challenge in 30 days, where you have the same parameters to pass it now in 2 months. So again, you could pass it in 30 days and be done with it, right? But that's the only difference. And then when you come to the live account here, you'll see that they don't actually give you a take profit percentage in terms of how much the monthly profit is. So what I want to do as well is before I recommend to everybody go and pass this Ftmo challenge, and it's gonna absolutely pass it for you for sure, what I want to do is I want to run a phase 2 verification as well, just to make sure that it's taking the same trades, it's got the same stop loss in place, equity protector, etc., and that we are making around this 5% monthly target. Confirm that. And then what I also want to do is just run this live settings and see what sort of trading the robot takes. If it's not set to a particular target, will it just trade as much as it can on the live account, so it make you as much as it can? Or do we actually need to go in here and specify to say, I want to make 10% again? Then we know, okay, every month we're going to be withdrawing 10% profit from our live account once we get it funded. So those are the next two tests I want to do, right? So essentially we're going to start off the next phase of testing. I can quite comfortably say now we've passed the FTMO using the preset with a 5 lot size. I've now changed that, as you saw, to a 3.5 just for the next 7 days until this challenge is over, to see whether it passes it as well on the 3.5 lot size. I'm then going to start doing the phase 2 preset, followed by the live preset. Now what I may do is just open up 2 or 3 FTMO accounts just to run those basically simultaneously, so we don't have a huge delay in testing and in results. And if I'm quite comfortable at the end of that it's passed FTMO challenge 2 and it will pass using the live settings, I will then be buying the FTMO challenge and using this robot to pass it on a live account, and I'll bring you guys along for that. Okay, if you guys want to get a hold of these presets or any of the other presets or settings that I use on any of my other videos, I will leave a link down to the Discord group below. It's absolutely free. You don't need to pay for anything. You just join in. You get access to the settings. We've got quite a lot of members actively contributing, giving feedback on robots that they tested, settings that they're using, things that have worked, things that haven't worked. And that's basically what I've tried to create. It's just a community of people to come in and share information around robots and testing. Specifically now we're focusing on FTMO. So if anybody's running either the Eapassing robot on FTMO or you've tested it, please come in there, share your results with us all. If you're running any other robots that you've had success with passing the FTMO, please come in there and share it. I will also be creating a specific Telegram group for people who are actively testing it, so we can put everybody in one room together and basically have a discussion around how best to pass the FTMO. So if you're interested in that Telegram group, join the Discord. Let me know that you're specifically interested in joining the Telegram group and I'll add you to the FTMO Telegram group. For now, that's it for this week. One video for this week just on the FTMO. Wanted to share the good news that we have passed this particular challenge, and let's see what the future testing holds. Cheers, guys.